Good day, everybody. It's currently the evening of the 20th of November 2011. Just doing a quick update today on the flooding situation out across much of southeastern Asia, including Thailand, Malaysia, and parts of Indonesia, where the monsoonal trough continues to push down here towards the south. And that's what's being indicated here in these areas of red and white out across much of Malaysia and Indonesia. But one of the main concerns here is there has been some reports of possibility of having a higher than usual monsoon season out across much of these regions, basically carrying off of the devastating floods that have been taken out here across Thailand. But good news up there in Thailand actually is that the fact that these waters are starting to recede, and it looks like the recovery efforts are already in place out across much of the region. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is continuing to be a very dire situation out across much of this region. The flood levels are actually still well above normal, and areas around Bangkok continue to see flooding, and actually over 600 reports of deaths up to this point have continued to be reported out of there. The damages are upwards of the higher millions, almost $1 billion out across much of Thailand, including tourism, manufacturing, and not such. But for right now, though, we are seeing high pressure continuing to push in from the north. This is actually a cold surge taking place out here across much of northern Asia here, pushing down here towards southeastern Asia, and that's going to reduce some of the precipitation out there across northern Thailand, and also pushing that monsoonal trough towards the south, as already noted. And actually, you do have kind of indicated here in this low pressure indicated by the Thailand meteorological map is showing it out over Indonesia now, and you're going to be seeing an increase of precipitation out there. Not just for the near term, but also the long term, extending all the way out into early portions of spring. That's including February and the March is where you're going to start to see this increase in rainfall as the northeast monsoon sets in with the Asiatic high building up to the north. So really, just for the near term though, and extending out here till this evening and then into tomorrow, you are seeing that precipitation out there across much of Malaysia and the southern portions of Thailand, but you do see another burst of convection here as we go into the mid part of the week. You kind of see that monsoon trough resetting up here across Malaysia, so definitely expect continuing rain showers, specifically in the afternoon, the evening hours, as it combines with the afternoon heating out there. So that's another thing I do want to mention out there. And also with that setting of the trough here farther southward, cyclone season is really going to start to spin up in the southern hemisphere. As we look out here across much of Australia, you do see the same map kind of, but farther towards the south. See that monsoonal trough drifting farther south here along much of Sumatra and much of Indonesia, extending out towards New Guinea and the Solomon Islands. Well, this is where the possibility of tropical cyclone development will take place here in the near future once we get in the cyclone season, which really starts to build up in the January and the February. But for the time being, you can see a lot of this convection continuing to spin up down here, and also right around 0 degrees and about 10 degrees north. Well, once that trough starts to push down here towards the south to about 10 degrees south, that's when you start to really get that more of a cyclone activity. But for the time being, we're definitely going to keep a continued eye on this monsoonal trough and its flooding potential in parts of Malaysia, Indonesia, and even Singapore. And this is one radar I don't show very often, and this is the radar out of Singapore, just showing at this current time at the making of this video, we're seeing very high areas of convection all around the island here. This is indicated to north and south. These have the potential for thunderstorms, but also flooding out across the island here. So definitely something to continue to watch. This does look like it's going to be a daily occurrence here as that monsoon really starts to set up more. So on that note, continue to check back here at westernpacificweather.com for your weather, not only here in southeastern Asia, but the rest of the Western Pacific as well. So stay safe out there, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.